You're inside of the Ina Esco show on Magic 807. We're about to get verbally effective with one of my multifaceted sorors, okay? From the Epsilon chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. She is also the CEO of Isaiah 54 Films. She's the executive producer and writer for the new documentary just blazing trails in all the film festivals, Hoop Street. I'm talking about none other than Teresa Dickerson. How are you, beautiful?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm
It's so great
wonderful.
to see you.
No, right? And we are actually on the grounds of probably, I don't know if it's where we first met back in the day, because I'm going back to our AKA days. But you were definitely over there around the way at U of M,
Yes.
EE chapter.
Epsilon, Epsilon.
And you're spring 99 or
Spring 98.
spring? So you were right before our live.
Yes.
You spring 98, I'm spring 99, beta ta. We had a time.
We did. It was beautiful.
It was and sisterly.
Yes, we enjoyed.
Yes.
I enjoyed my experience. I definitely enjoyed it. Especially here in Memphis. Like it's nothing better than Memphis.
Nothing better than I'm talking about we were having stuff here at LOC. You guys came and supported. We would definitely be on the yard over there at U of M.
Yes.
And a lot is changing with the Divine Nine. And we're going to get into that in some of them conversations throughout the podcast today because I'm hearing quite a bit. But shout outs to the Omegas. I think they're at Conclave right now.
Oh, are
They're
they?
in
Baby
Cincinnati,
so.
Ohio.
Okay.
My brother is an Omega.
Oh, gotcha. I
So-
just got back from Vegas and
So you went to ballet.
I didn't. Well, I had a film. My film was in the NBA Summer League Film Festival.
Awesome.
Yes, with the
During
NBA during Boulay.
Mm.
Pink and green everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I loved it. It was beautiful.
They had Vegas lit up. How many sorors were there?
They said 27,000. 27,000.
That's a
We were
lot.
everywhere. I was so proud. So
Yes.
proud.
Yes, putting in that work.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, what I want to begin with, because not only are we sorors, we were in radio together as well.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of people don't know that, but yes.
Flynn Broadcasting, Hot 107 FM. You were in promotions.
Yep.
And I was in promotions as well when I first began before I moved to talent. But that was fun too.
It was a lot of fun. I was so excited to just be around all of the happenings in Memphis, you know.
Yes, we were everywhere.
We were everywhere. I was the one putting up the 107 banners at the clubs and the parties and at the
Yes.
events and but it taught me a lot, you know. You go in on the ground level and you just learn as much as you can. So I saw that as a great first step for me to where I wanted to go in life.
Yeah. So did you like the marketing aspect, the event, the entertainment piece of it all? What did you enjoy most about radio?
All of it. I just remember working with Devin Steele.
Yes, shout out to Devin Steele.
Boogaloo. Oh my gosh.
DJ Boogaloo.
Yes, it was Superman. Yes, it was all so exciting to me because you hear, you know, these guys on the radio and then you walk into the station and like, oh, there you go. You know, it's so cool. But I enjoyed being out and promoting the station, doing the giveaways. You know, everybody, they just loved being around us and playing the games. And so that marketing promotion side for me was definitely fascinating.
And that still exists today. When you do a on location remote, people love to interact with the talent and win something, right?
Yes, t-shirts. Get a t-shirt.
I was happy to get a t-shirt. You might get some tickets as well.
Yes.
But very similar to you, Teresa. My first role was a research coordinator working in promotions because Devin was like, you know, we need data. We need to understand why people are buying the music that they're buying. Remember, I think it's Spin Street.
Yeah.
I used to go to Spin Street like maybe 3 times a week when I had time because I was working another job. And I would actually sit there and wait till someone purchased CDs at the time
Really?
and ask them why are they buying what they're buying. And I had a little template where I would document everything, and they would actually use that data to
Wow.
dictate their programming for on
Wow.
air.
Wow.
So every task, I want especially these students,
Yeah.
this generation to
Mhm.
understand. A lot with entertainment, it may seem like a menial task someone is asking you to do, but please believe it is definitely an important skill set
Right.
that they're trying to teach you.
Right.
So, and you might not
Every day.
realize it then.
Then it just seems like grunt work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, it's a me.
Yeah.
But it's definitely needed for
Definitely.
your growth and matriculation. Speaking of
Mhm.
matriculation, you shared with me something that I didn't know. Let's start with your education, Teresa, because you actually began at Shelby State. And no, before we get to Shelby State, are you from Memphis?
So, yeah, my family is from Memphis.
What
My grandmother actually lived in the Walter Simmons housing projects right off of, like, Lamar, and my family, grew up in Orange Mound, like
Okay.
but we ultimately moved to Fayette County, and I went to Fayetteville High School, that's where I graduated. So, yeah,
Really?
I played basketball there.
Were you hoping?
I was hooping at Fayetteville. I met my husband
Okay.
there. My husband,
Right. That's
yes,
your high school sweetheart.
my high school
I love
sweetheart.
it. I love
Yes,
it.
yes, met him there, Damon. And I earned a scholarship to Shelby State, and I played there under Coach Herbert Wright. So
Okay.
love Coach Wright. He took me under his wing, and I was able to play basketball there. And I transferred to the University of Memphis and studied journalism, public
Okay.
relations.
Okay. And
Yeah.
did you play ball at Memphis
No,
too?
no.
Why didn't you play?
My years of playing basketball and being sore, swollen knees, swollen ankles, that
Yes,
I
it's
left
some wear
there.
and tear.
Yeah, but I will say, once I decided that I wasn't going to pursue that route, I made up my mind that I wanted to work in the NBA.
Mhm.
And I learned that each NBA team had a philanthropy department, a community outreach department. And I thought, how cool would that be? And how can I get that job?
Mm.
So when I started at the University of Memphis, I immediately told my advisor that that's what I wanted to do. And that led me to my next step, which was working for the Memphis Grizzlies.
How perfect is that?
Yeah. It's
That's
a
like
God wink. It was like a God.
really
Yeah,
a
yeah.
dream come
Steps
true.
ordered,
Yes. What
definitely.
year did the Grizzlies get here? What year was that?
So, they came here in '01.
Oh, one.
So,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I got the call, uh, for the internship because I started as an intern, on September 11th
That year.
that year.
Oh, wow.
I was watching TV and just could not believe what was happening, and
Mhm.
I got a phone call, and I literally was saying on the phone, "Thank you so much, but do you know what's happening right now?"
Mhm.
And they had no idea that
Mhm.
this was happening, because they were in Canada,
Mhm.
making moves and trying to prepare to come to Memphis, and all of this craziness was going on in the world. But
Wow.
yeah, but that was the day. I'll never forget it. Never
Wow.
forget it. So,
I'll never forget where I was on 9/11. I was working at Cummins and I was dating a guy. He lived in Newark, New Jersey. I'll
oh
never forget.
wow.
He called me while I was at work. He was like, "Baby, we're under attack. Do
Yeah.
you know that?" And I was like, "No." All of a sudden, everybody's freaking out. Everybody's putting the TVs on in the building. But yeah, I remember that too. But let's go back to the Memphis Grizzlies. What was your role? Was it an intern starting off?
Yes, so I started out as an intern in media relations, and I worked game
Mhm.
nights and did the whole, media workroom and everything. But when we talk about grunt work, it was definitely grunt work, and I embraced it. So my job was to make sure all of the reporters had like quotes from the players and,
Mhm.
stats at halftime and just running back and forth. And I loved it. I
Mhm.
loved it because I knew that it was developing something in me. And now we call it grit.
Mhm.
But at the time, I was just being tenacious and going after what I wanted. This was what I always wanted. So I was
Mhm.
like, I don't care if they tell me to go take stats to, the top of the
Okay.
pyramid. I'm
Gonna do it.
rolling. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And because I just wanted it, I wanted it.
Mhm.
And from an intern, I moved into a media relations specialist.
Mhm.
After that, I will say this, I interviewed for the community relations or community investment coordinator position with the Grizzlies, and I didn't get it.
How did that feel?
It was heartbreaking. It
Mhm.
was heartbreaking, and I did that before I got the internship. Let me just say that. So I went from being like maybe top 3 candidates for this role that I always wanted to being an intern in media relations. And I thought, I really don't care. I just want to be in the building
Mhm.
because this is my dream. And I'll get there. I'll get there. And when I found out I didn't get it, I asked why. I asked the question, why?
What did they say?
And he told me that um the one question he asked during the interview, I really couldn't answer. He asked me what was my weakness.
That's such a hard question,
I
though.
know, right?
I hate that question.
And I thought, I don't have a weakness, so,
Mhm.
but it was hard for me to answer that question, and I was stumped. But I mean, truth of the matter is, the person they hired was very I mean, she was just perfect for the job. And
Mhm.
she had all the things. She had a master's degree. She had all of that. And I did not have that yet. So I could see that. I was like, okay, I can see that. And I understand that. I'm not, look, congratulations.
Mhm.
That just means I need to work a little harder.
Okay.
And the time came around again for me to apply for that same job.
And boom.
And boom.
I know you got it.
And I got it. God is good. I can't
Yeah.
take any credit for anything that's happened in my life. Like everything, I just really feel like if you go halfway, God is going to meet you. And
Mhm.
and I just had to be in the right position. Keep my name, keep a great good name, be a hard worker, and do your job. Like stay out of everybody's lane. Do your job.
Mhm.
And I always felt like your work would speak for itself. So
Yeah.
when it was time to interview for that role, I was ready that
Yeah.
time.
There's something to be said about doing your job and getting really great at what you do.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, stay in your lane. I love that.
yeah. Do make sure you have yourself together because one day you will be teaching this next generation. And if you're like spreading yourself thin, trying to do everything else, you're missing out on your development. At least
Yeah.
that's how I feel. But moved on from there, got a promotion to be the manager of community investment. Worked
Mhm.
with my dear friend Stacy Franklin, who was the director at the time. Love her.
Yes.
One of the best managers or leaders I've ever had at the Grizzlies, and learned a lot from her. A soror as well,
Yes. Forward.
and uh, and then I left the Grizzlies for about 6 months
You left and went where?
to at the time Memphis City Schools.
I didn't know
It
that
was
piece
Memphis
of the
City Schools,
story.
yeah, so I stayed over there for about 6 months, worked with another soror, Rita Cooper Lee now, but worked under her, learned so much over there, and then I came back to the Grizzlies as the director.
Wait a minute. What were you doing at MSCS
I
for
was
6 months?
communications, marketing
Okay. Okay.
communications, and, I just remember coordinating this awesome teacher appreciation campaign over there, and,
Mhm.
working with everyone. It was, let me tell you, some of the smartest people I've ever worked with, some
Mhm.
of the hardest working people I've ever worked with, worked at Memphis City Schools or Memphis Shelby County Schools now. And but
So
working in sport, that
yeah.
was just my calling and I went back.
And they came a calling, didn't they?
I went calling to them too. It was a mutual thing, I'll be honest,
Okay.
but when I left the Grizzlies, I left as the director of community investment, which was by then an award-winning community investment team.
I love that.
We worked with Zach Randolph, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, during his MLGW payment days. Uh,
Seabody.
yes, worked with Tony Allen, Mike
Mhm.
Conley, worked with Pau Gasol as a rookie.
Oh, you were there when Paul
Yes.
was there.
Rookie of the year.
That's the good times.
Yeah.
That's the grit and
Yes.
grind days.
I remember working on Powell's Rookie of the Year campaign. I worked with Shane Battier. I
I
worked
remember
with
Shane.
yes, oh my gosh. Brevin Knight. I worked with
I
Brevin
remember
Knight.
Raven. And he's commentating these days
Yep.
now. I
Mhm.
remember when
Yep.
he first got here. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry. And you know what's funny? I worked with James Posey at the
Mm.
Grizzlies. And when I was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago at the NBA Summer League Film Festival, I ran into James Posey.
Oh, wow. How did that go?
Yeah,
How did that
really
encounter
well,
go?
really well. He is now an NBA champion. He's won
Yeah.
a championship. He's coached. He's done so much,
Mhm.
and now he has a line of snacks or gourmet popcorn that he was actually providing there for everyone attending the festival. So I was just like, this is a full circle moment for me.
It
So
is. And just
yeah.
thinking about the Grizzlies, so much has changed with the Grizzlies as a franchise since you've left. What do you think about all the moves that have been made with John Morant leaving, with what's our new guy, Cam Boozer
Yeah, yeah.
here now, and talks of Memphis playing a few games in Nashville even? What are your thoughts on what the Grizzly climate is looking like right now?
Well, I'll tell you, the Grizzlies is what the only NBA team in this region. So I can see wanting to, branch outside of Memphis to bring uh fans in to
Mhm.
Memphis, which is ultimately you're building your fan base.
Okay.
And I learned that just working in community, going into schools, going into different nonprofits, getting in the community, ultimately you're building your fan base. So you always have to build your fan base.
Mhm.
And teams do rebuild. So I see they're going through a rebuilding phase right now. And sometimes you have to do that as leaders. You need to just say, hey, let's start over and rebuild. But I'll tell you, John Morant was one of the most explosive players I've ever seen. And as a Grizzlies fan and always a Grizzlies fan, I do wish him the best. I hate that he's gone, but
Man, he went from 12 to 1.
I
He
know.
looks excited
He
about the
does, he
Trailblazers.
does, and I'm excited for him. I really wish, he could still be in Memphis, but it's all business. At the end of the day,
Man, at the end of the day,
it is all business.
it is. It
So
is.
I get it.
Wow. And when you left Memphis Grizzlies, I believe you went to Kroger,
Yes.
working in corporate as well.
Yes. So that was it's funny. It was really the same work, just more of it.
More of it.
Yeah, because Kroger's general office is in Cincinnati.
Mhm.
And so you have different regional offices throughout the country. That's how the NBA is set up. So the NBA office is in New York and you have different teams throughout the country. So that's how I looked at it. That's how I was able to process the workflow. And I reported to the president here in the Delta office, which is based in Memphis. But I also had a dotted line or to the corporate office. And I was able to process the workload that way.
Mhm.
But working at Kroger, I always say that was my grow up job. Like you
Mhm.
gonna grow up at Kroger,
Mm.
because you have to understand it's not just putting cans on a shelf. Like you have thousands of people,
Yeah.
tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people coming in and out of that store or those stores every day,
Mhm.
every day, and things happen. you know. So you're always ready.
Mhm.
You always have to be ready.
Yeah.
If you're getting ready, you're too late. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I learned that, but I'm glad I learned that in corporate because I can take what I learned at Kroger and at the Grizzlies to
Mhm.
benefit me and my own company right now. But
Exactly.
I loved Kroger. Kroger was really good to me.
Mhm.
I learned a lot. I grew I was able to not only work in community investment or community outreach, but I was able to work in public relations, media relations, government relations. I was able to work with marketing and
Mhm.
how all of that worked for a Fortune 25 company, you know?
Mhm.
Um, it was an amazing experience, and some of the hardest working people behind the scenes, they are constantly working to make sure that they put those cans on the shelves
Exactly.
because sometimes you can't always do that. And through the Kroger Foundation, through Kroger, I was able to work with a Lemoyne alum, Kevin Lindsay,
Mhm.
and Victor Smith, who was the president at the time at Kroger, to donate to Lemoyne College
I love that.
through the Women's Foundation, and we donated $500,000 for scholarships. So
Yes.
that was the blessed part about, being able to work
Mm.
in that capacity and using those resources to give back to the community.
Yes. And
Yeah.
being a Black woman, working in corporate, you've had some amazing high successes. I want to talk a bit about some of the challenges as Black women in some of these spaces that we may encounter. And maybe it's still a part of our development. I'm pretty sure it is. But, you know, just for me, for example, having corporate experience working in spaces with other ethnicities, different cultures, misogyny. Often, I've worked heavily in male dominated spaces and having to navigate that
Mhm.
inequities with pay. Did you experience any of the things that I'm talking about as a Black woman working in corporate?
Definitely. So I it definitely kept me praying.
Okay.
Because, anytime you work with different people, different cultures, different personalities, you're going to encounter some resistance. So you just kind of have to prepare yourself for
Mhm.
that. And as much as I wanted everyone to like me and I wanted
Mhm.
everyone to support me, it just sometimes that just wasn't the case. People had different opinions. We all grew up differently, so what makes me tick may not make you tick. And someone who values being a mother and a wife versus being a department leader, those two people may not. They may clash on
Mhm.
different things that may matter to them. So I saw a lot of that, and
Yeah.
what I learned was, okay, priorities are priorities. Let's get the job done, but, you know, we don't have to be friends,
Right.
but let's respect each other. Let's respect each other and let's get the job done at the end of the day so that we can both feel good about what we're doing. And like I said, I stayed praying because it can be difficult
Mhm.
working and being a black woman trying to give. We're gonna give 150, like,
That's what we
we
do.
trying to give 150, and
Yeah.
sometimes it may come off wrong. Like, I can tell you, I'm very passionate about if I'm in this fire with you, if I'm working with you, my fire may come off as being aggressive. I'm not being aggressive, I'm just passionate,
Mhm.
and it's really how you word that,
Mhm.
okay? I'm not being aggressive with you. I'm being passionate about the job and I'm trying to get the job done. And sometimes it came off as being aggressive.
Mm.
And we might have to have a conversation about that, but
Right.
at the end of the day, I valued building relationships.
Mhm.
And you have to do that
That's the
internally.
key. That's
You
the key.
you have to do it internally and externally no matter what position you're in. You could be an engineer, you could be the
Mhm.
president, you could be over, lighting for an event.
Yeah.
Build a relationship because you're going to need that person. And if you don't have a relationship with that person, when it's time to need them, it may not go the way you want it to go,
Mhm.
and that's what I learned. When I learned to build those relationships and work to build authentic relationships, my job got a lot easier.
Amen. Amen. And those prayers.
And those prayers,
Okay.
they never stopped. They
Nearly
never stopped.
forever. Now, I've always known you to be passionate and fiery, and that's one of the things I love about you. What's your sign, Teresa?
Libra.
Okay, Libra. I'm feeling the Libra. I'm feeling the Libra. I'm a Pisces
Okay,
myself.
yeah.
But I definitely want to dive into you pursuing your ultimate dream, honey. At what point in your life, and is this something that you have always been desiring and manifesting and working on? I just didn't know that. How did the break happen with working in corporate to pursuing your dream of becoming a filmmaker?
Right. So I started writing screenplays right before I left the Grizzlies.
Oh, that's a
And
long time ago.
yeah, so I started writing just as a hobby. And I enjoyed it. It was a way of escape that was therapeutic for me. And I've always liked to write and read and just go into a different world, like just reading a really good book and just getting into that book and reading it from cover to cover and getting into that world and following the storyline. So working at the Grizzlies, I knew that a shift was coming and I just felt it in my spirit. And, I prayed about it and I was like, well, I don't know what else I'm going to do because this is all I've ever wanted to do. And I was driving to work one day and it was like the Holy Spirit just hit me like, and I was like, a movie? A screenplay? I don't know
Mm.
how to write a screenplay like that. And so, of course, I was like, well, Lord, if you're putting this on my spirit, like, help me. Help me with this. And he did. So I found Final Draft, which is a writing software, and I downloaded it, paid for it, got it, had just taught myself. And so I started writing a screenplay. It was horrible. It was horrible. And I thought, well, I just keep at it. So in my spare time, I would just write and attend different workshops and go to like table reads and just listen to people as they read different scripts. And I thought, wow, this is so cool. And after that, I thought, okay, I really would like to do this. And so I just kept doing it, kept doing it. And when I left the Grizzlies and transitioned to Kroger, I really wanted to have a really good script that I could start shopping to investors to try to get someone to
Okay.
invest. Well, that didn't work. So, um, totally understand. First time writer, rookie writer, chicken before the egg kind of
Were you
thing.
given feedback by these investors?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Can you give me, proof of concept? Can you create something so that I can see your vision? And I'm like, okay, okay. And I thought, well, if I'm going to invest in a proof of concept, why don't I just save my own money and
Okay.
do my own thing? And that's what I did. So, and that's how Hoop Street came about.
Wow. So you invested in this project.
Yes. So I'm the executive producer for Hoop Street. And I just, working at Kroger, I had a dream uh, to save my money and invest in Hoop Street. I didn't buy the Louis bags and the the
Yeah,
expensive
all the
cars.
material
I didn't do
things.
that. I thought I have a goal and I'm working here as a means to support this goal. And ultimately that's what it did.
And so, from a support system perspective, how did hubby feel about this? Like, you knowing that's why I'm here at Kroger, I'm supporting my dream. He
Yeah.
full 100% with you.
He was 100%
Oh,
10
hubby.
toes down. Like even now, um, this has he came on to the dream like he told me, "I'm tired of you talking about it," honestly.
Okay. He sound like my husband, honey.
He's like, "I'm tired of you talking about it."
Yes.
So to see it come to fruition now, he's been my biggest supporter from day one.
I love that.
And he's in the movie actually. It is a
He got a cameo.
he has a
Oh,
cameo. My son My son is in the movie, my sister, my cousin, her husband, like, we made it a family affair.
Now, Teresa, for the Ina Esco show and Verbally Effective audience, I want you to tell everybody what Hoop Street is about.
So Hoop Street is about a hothead teenager from Memphis who is really shooting his last shot to get a scholarship to go to college.
Mm.
And he is navigating the streets of Memphis, the temptations that he encounters to make his dream come true. And I always say I feel like, it's definitely an underdog story,
Mhm.
but it's definitely a Memphis story.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
definitely a Memphis story. Memphis sounds like a main character in this story. Why
Yes.
why was that so important for you to shoot here in Memphis and tell us about this beautiful Bluff City?
I love it. So Memphis is home, and I actually named the main character Mason because he represents Memphis.
Mhm.
He's a hothead, he can get down with you, but he has a very kind heart. He lives with his grandmother. He's dealt with some circumstances, but if he's on your team, he's on your team
Mhm.
at the end of the day. And I see Memphis like that. Memphis
I do
is,
too.
especially when I was working in community outreach, Memphis was always named most philanthropic city in the country. We have St. Jude here. We have the National Civil Rights Museum. So there are so many great things about Memphis. Uh, I think a lot of people hear some of the negative stuff or some of the stuff that we would like, nationally for it not to be heard nationally.
Yeah.
But for people who live here, who worked here, who come here from out of town to go to school here, who come here to work here, I think they can tell you like Memphis really has a heartbeat, and we all love this city.
Yes, indeed. Now, you have been shopping your film at quite a few film festivals. It's all the rave, Sora Teresa.
Thank
Tell
you.
me about your experience going to these film festivals and how are they embracing Hoop Street?
Oh my. So first, the job is to minister, inspire, and motivate. That's what we want for this film. When we go into any space, my prayer is that it will minister, inspire, and motivate. And I can't tell you how many people have come up to me afterwards in tears and
Wow.
like it really touched them, it moved them and inspired them. And I'm like, Lord, you doing it. Thank you.
Mhm.
That's what we
That's all you
want.
could ever want.
Yes. And we have an amazing cast and crew who've been going to different festivals with us. Kenneth Farmer, who's from Memphis,
Mhm.
was cast as Coach Perry, the coach in the movie. Amazing actor. He and his family have gone to literally every festival, which
Oh,
we're
wow.
on number 6 right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Princeton James, our director.
Shout outs to
Yes.
Princeton.
Love him. He's a
Yes.
Dodson. Gravity Productions right here in
Okay.
Memphis. Jordan Daniels and Mark Williams, they are amazing to work with.
Gravity Productions.
Gravity, they have helped me from day one. We
Mhm.
had the table read, and Jordan walked up to me and he said, "We can do this." And I
Mhm.
said,
Let's go.
"That's all I need to hear," you know? So they've been great. And the Film Commission, the Memphis Shelby County
Yeah.
Film and Television Commission, Lynn Sittler, Sharon Fox O'Gwen, they have been amazing to work with as well. And I will say 99.9% of the cast and crew is from Memphis. So whenever
That's
we
amazing. You
yeah,
put in your city on, your people on.
yeah, yep. Some of them are first time actors. One of our
Mm.
actors, Robricus Parker, he plays the role of PJ in the movie and killed it.
I
Like
love it.
somebody called him a scene stealer, and I'm like, that's him. But
Mhm.
he's from Memphis. First feature film. I remember we were picked up by the American Black Film Festival, one of the longest running festivals in the country, one of the largest in Miami. And a reporter from a really big publication walked up to me and said, and asked me if he had an agent.
Mm.
And I said, I don't think he has an agent yet. And she said, he needs to get one right now. He's about to blow up. And I was
Come
like,
on. I mean, that's
It
all you could ever want. And you mentioned the Six Festival, and I'm pretty sure every festival brings a different energy,
Mhm.
Teresa. So tell me, which festival probably has had the biggest impact so far, and which ones have you gone to?
Oh my gosh. So everyone brought something different,
Okay.
right? So through the film commission here in Memphis, shout out to Lynn and Sharon, we were able to screen in Paretà, Italy, which is the sister city to Memphis. And that was our first festival, world premiere in Italy. Oh my God, you doing your
That's
big one.
amazing.
That one was amazing
Yeah.
because that was our first really great applause, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they like the film, like, this is
Mhm.
great." And we got a chance to screen on the same day as Hustle and Flow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, so I'm like,
Let's go, Memphis.
"Let's go. Let's represent. I love this." So that one brought something different. The American Black Film Festival in Miami, we had 18 of us go down to represent Memphis. And shout out to Daryl Cobbins because
Girl.
he supported us and, was able to, purchase some tickets for some of our
I love
cast and
that.
crew to go, and I love that
Mhm.
they were amazed by the experience and the exposure. So that brought something different. Then we went to the Charlotte Black Film Festival,
Mhm.
and we won Best Feature Film.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Yeah, so first award. Now I can say
Mhm.
we're an award-winning
You
film.
are an award-winning I have to fix my intro, award-winning
Um,
filmmaker.
then now the, Jackson or no, the NBA Summer League Film Festival, which I felt like was a full circle moment for me because the crazy part, we screened at the same time as the Grizzlies were playing.
No, look at that.
Yeah,
Girl.
with the sorors in the city,
Yes.
right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was like a guy wink that this was where we were supposed to be.
Now, for those who don't know, what does a film festival entail? What does the agenda look like for a film
So
festival?
it's exposure. It's
Mhm.
great exposure. We had so many interviews at the NBA Summer League Film
Mhm.
Festival. And that exposure, you really can't put a price tag on it because you're trying to get distribution. That's what we're trying to do. We're
Mhm.
trying to get distribution for Hoop Street.
And is that the hardest piece to get for your film?
Right now, yes.
Okay.
Through the process, I always tell people for me it was post production, but it's just because I was so close to it, being the writer and the executive producer. I've been told like it's really different because writers typically aren't the executive producers
Mhm.
because you're so close to
So
it.
close to it.
And it was hard for me to cut different
Mhm.
scenes.
I bet it was.
So
I bet it was.
yeah, yeah, so it was hard to cut scenes, but we made it through thanks to our great editors at Cutting
A good
Board
team.
and, Aaron Baggett, who's actually here in Memphis as well, and we had a great team, so
I'm sure
we
those
made
were
it
some
through.
interesting
Oh,
conversations.
very, very, very interesting, but overall, a lot of people, especially first-time filmmakers like myself, you try to go the festival route, and
Mhm.
I was told the other day, like, most people get into maybe 1 or 2 festivals, and we're on number 6, so I'm
Man, that's a
like,
blessing.
I'm loving it. Next stop after Jackson, Mississippi, we'll be heading to Filmland in Arkansas, in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Filmland.
Mhm.
I love that.
Yeah, I love it. It's so exciting, scary, but exciting. Yeah.
I know that, you hear stories about independent filmmakers. It's not for the faint of heart at all.
No.
Talk to me about, what every aspiring filmmaker needs to know about this work.
So I tell people, just don't give up. And let me tell you, who faith without works is dead, right?
Mhm.
So you can have the faith, but you got to put in the work.
Mhm.
For this film, I was the music supervisor.
Okay.
I set up the craft services table, snacks. Me and my husband ran to the store to get ice, drinks, water, because you're shooting in Memphis in July.
Oh,
It's no
I
joke.
can feel the humidity.
Yes. So my son is in it. We said, okay, we have to step in wherever we can. And you just have to be stubborn enough to do it and don't quit. And I always tell people to do it afraid. Sometimes your dream is like this dream was a little big for me because I
Mhm.
love movies and I see, a lot of A-list actors in different movies and I'm like, okay, can I do that?
You can.
You
You
can.
can.
You can. You just have to have the will not to give up. And I'm always a big supporter of my God. Like I couldn't do any of this without having a prayer life. And he keeps me stubborn enough to just keep going. Like
Amen. You got to though. You got
you
to.
really do. You have to encourage yourself
Mhm.
and you have to say, I can do this.
Yes.
I can do this too. I can do it. I can if I see it and I believe it, I can do this too. So that's why we're on this journey. I don't know where we're going after this,
Mhm.
but I do know that it has ignited something in me and I love it. I love being on set. We shot here in Memphis for 13 days and I loved every minute of it.
Well, honey, I know where this filmmaking journey is bringing. It's gonna bring you to Little Rock in a minute and go get some more awards. And you're putting the city of Memphis on as a reputable filmmaking city.
Yeah.
And you, as a true creator,
Thank you.
you're in a creator economy right now.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So that has many facets to it. I'm just so glad you're putting this work in and you're showing and
Thank
proving
you.
it can be done.
And it started, I really feel like it started in the media workroom
It
at the
did.
Grizzlies
Mhm.
when I was, running around in heels around
So
the
you know why I'm
pyramid.
putting the work in, Sora
You,
Teresa.
you got to do it.
You got to.
And
And
you have to have a work ethic,
yeah.
and you do need a really good support system. Could not have done any of this without
Mhm.
Gravity Productions here. Could not have done anything like this without Princeton.
Mhm.
Princeton, let me tell you,
He owned it.
I saw him
10 out of
on set
10.
with these. We have a really young cast, right? Majority of them are young, and I saw how he interacted with them, how he led them, how he earned their respect, how
Mm.
they would literally come up to the set, even if they weren't shooting that day, they would come up and encourage each other and cheer each other on, and I thought,
That's a good leader.
that's a great leader.
Yeah.
And I've seen some bad leaders,
Okay.
so we can compare.
Okay.
And I thought, wow,
Yeah. You
he,
had a good team.
yeah, I tell everybody, we had the best
Mhm.
cast and crew for my first film, something that I
Wow.
wanted to do. I really feel like God gave me a great, great cast and crew.
Wow. You know what? I just want to congratulate you so much
Thank
for
you.
all the work that you're doing now, that you've done in the past. Because I really watched you grow as this amazing leader
Thank
in our
you.
city,
Thank you.
and I'm so proud of you. I am extremely proud of you. If you need me for anything, you let me know.
Thank you.
Teresa Dickerson, CEO of Isaiah 54 Films. I'm not going to let you go just
Okay.
shrug. We're about to jump into some rapid fire questions. It's
Okay.
related to filmmaking.
Okay.
Okay, let's
Okay.
see how she answers them. All right, Sora Teresa, favorite Memphis filming location?
Oh, the four-way grill.
Around the corner.
Yes. So we have a scene in the movie where they are, ordering food, and oh my gosh, we ate there.
Mhm.
Like,
I was just there this week.
bring me a plate, bring me another.
Legendary.
Yes, yes. So we shot there, and that was one of my favorites.
Okay. One Memphis artist that you would love to collaborate with.
Craig Brewer.
Craig, have you had talks with Craig?
I've talked to Craig. It's okay. Can I just 15 seconds? I met Craig when they were shooting Hustle and Flow. I was working at the Grizzlies. And I told him, this was years ago. I told him what I wanted to do. And he told me, he said, just keep going. You can do this because there is a space for Black female filmmakers. And that meant a lot to me. So, yes, one day, one day.
One day, and I'm glad he said there is a space
Yeah.
because even in my space of podcasting, right? We just looked at a Forbes list for podcasters. There is not one African American woman in that top
Wow.
20 list. But like you said, keep going. That doesn't mean it's not gonna happen.
It will happen.
It will definitely happen.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll be on there.
We
Okay.
speaking it right now. It's gonna happen.
Coffee or late night editing? What does the editing process look like? I mean, how we staying up? What we doing? We late nights, early mornings? What's going on
I
with
am
this
late
editing?
night writer. I write late night. I love operating once the sun goes down. I don't know why. My husband is totally different. He's an early bird riser, but coffee and late night writing, editing, music, whatever it is, that's where I
They keep
live.
you going.
Yep. Yep.
What kind of music? What you listening to? Yeah.
Oh,
What's keep
I'm
you going?
right now I'm listening to Pastor Mike.
Mm-hmm.
His oh my gosh. Everything. Everything about him. I love it. He has a
Yeah.
song called Winning. And if you
I like him.
if you go on the Hoop Street underscore the movie Instagram, uh all the posts have pretty much something from him. so
Mhm.
so that's what I'm listening to now. But I just want to touch on this. Every song in Hoop Street is from an artist from Memphis.
Yes.
Shout out to Criminal Maine. He let us use one.
Criminal
Yes,
Man. I
love
follow
him.
his content. And
Yep.
he's a filmmaker.
He's
Like,
a
he's done a
filmmaker.
lot of films, Tubi. I
Yep.
remember like years ago, I had him on the podcast. He was talking about doing his first film on Tubi, and he probably done did a million since then.
Mm-hmm. So just come to find out, he and my brother knew each other, and one of the editors actually put his song on one of the scenes, and I thought, man, this is fire. Like, let me reach out to him and see if he'll let us use it. And he was like, yeah, go ahead, sis. And I thought, man, see, that's the
Mhm.
Memphis love that I'm talking about right there.
It
So
is. It is.
yeah.
Give me one word that describes Hoop Street. One.
Okay. Underdog.
Hey, tell me why.
Because I wrote it to encourage the viewer to overcome. A lot of us are underdogs, and I always see Memphis as an underdog. And we never stay there. Like, we might be an underdog right now, but we're gonna make it, you know. And I think underdogs are always so they're just hungry. And I love that about an underdog. Like, you think even when I watch basketball and I see this number one seed playing a,
Mhm.
11 or 12 seed or whatever, and this seed that never had a chance wins, that is an amazing feeling. So that's why I say underdog.
Do you feel that you've been the underdog?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, being a Black woman and trying to navigate male dominated spaces, it has been difficult. And I just remember one time, a leader told me, because I would always say, I feel that we should do this. I feel that we should do that. And I remember him saying, nobody cares about how you feel. And I thought, what?
And that's how they feel.
Yeah. And so I thought,
That's how they
okay,
feel.
that stuck with me though.
Yeah.
And I said, well, okay, you may not care how I feel, but you will care how I operate.
Okay.
And I made sure that they knew how I was operating.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm so excited for you. So, Teresa Dickerson in the building on the Ina Esco show, being extremely verbally effective. Now, for those who want to see Hope Street and keep up with your journey, how can they do that?
Hoop Street_the movie. Follow us on Instagram. We need all the followers. Right now we're on the festival circuit, and any filmmaker knows, like, you get on the festival circuit and you just ride it, until you find distribution. So I'm excited about it. We got really good feedback, and we're gonna keep riding it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're in the midst of telling this particular Memphis story with Hoop Street, but if you could leave us with another Memphis story you may want to tell, or what's the next story that Teresa Dickerson wants to tell?
Well, I'll be honest, I am working on a pilot,
Okay.
and I would love to shoot it in Memphis. But the overall theme of it is Black women navigating corporate America.
I love it. It's going to be good. Look, can I be in your film?
Yes.
Well, I love it. I can't wait to see what you come up with next. But make sure you guys check out Hoop Street. Follow them.
Please.
Hoop Street,
_the movie.
Hoop Street _ the movie. Keep up with my beautiful, talented soror,
Thank
Teresa
you.
Dickerson, over there at Isaiah 54 Films, and of course, the executive producer and writer for Hoop Street and her amazing team. I just want to give you guys all your flowers
Thank you.
because it
Thank
sounds
you.
like it's been an amazing journey and a lot of hard work was involved and a lot of Memphis was involved. I love that.
Memphis
I
involved.
love that.
We shot a scene not far from here at Pastor Roger Brown's church.
Mhm.
I think that's, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's in the movie too. So we wanted to showcase different parts of Memphis. So I love it.
Yes, yes. So I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Any final words
Thank you, my
for the
sister.
audience?
Just keep chasing your dream and
Yeah.
do it afraid. Do it afraid.
Do it afraid. I think that's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Why not?
Okay. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into the Ina Esco Show with me getting verbally affected with my soror, Teresa Dickerson.